time to hit the head after we do the test one. Right. We're going to come back here. Hit the head. That's stretching out for 7. 7, 10.
6.
Jimenez.
Yes, sir.
Ball out over here. You're going to be, at one point, I'm going to say, at the end, we're done. Left.
Left, right. 65. Left, right. 65.
Not yet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Face. I'm not going to turn you until they're set. So you set, you 3 stay. Flag detail, fall out, you're here.
Right, face.
When they start marching, now I'm going to turn the formation. Right, face. When they start marching, 1, 2, 3, someone. Okay. They're going to be doing this. We're not going to go to a preset arm until they're there. We're going to start that there.
Yes, sir. Plan your first stretch will be a shoulder stretch. Start position, move. Starting with your left. Ready, stretch. Release. Stretch. Release.
We're in the picture? Yeah. Okay, good. George, we're going to count to 3. On 3, he's going to take the picture, and you're going to pull this down.
Okay.
Okay? 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Come on in the picture. Okay, there you go.
getting scared. Look, getting scared. Good. Look. 65. 65. You won't believe what I said. Won't believe what I said. The enemy kept closing in until the soldier fell. The enemy kept closing in until the soldiers fell. With one final magazine, he sent them all to hell. With one final magazine, he sent them all to hell. Fallen soldiers! Fallen soldiers! Stand on your shoulders! Stand on your shoulders! We carry your legacy! We carry your legacy! But no one said that freedom's free! No one said that freedom's free! No one said that freedom's free! Out in a foxhole, shaking in his boots! Out in a foxhole, shaking in his boots! There's a brand new private who will break the show! There's a brand new private who will break the show! 65!
Black detail. Ready, move.
celebrates its 250th anniversary, I think about how lucky we are to live in a country where so many people have sacrificed to protect our freedom. It is with much honor that I get to say that my grandfather was a Vietnam War veteran, and like so many other brave souls, are the reason why I get to stand here today. I was only 3 years old when he passed away, but he has always been someone I looked up to and admired. Even though he has been gone for many years, his legacy lives through myself and holidays just like the 4th. After doing research and talking to relatives, I found out that he served in the 173rd Airborne Brigade in the Army, also known as the Sky Soldiers. Reading about the bravery and sacrifice of these men makes it very easy to be more grateful for the everyday blessings this country has to offer. Although I never got the opportunity to know my grandfather personally as a man, I feel like I have gotten to know pieces of him through history, through my family's memories, and through the lessons I've learned over the years. It is a great honor to be related to someone who helped play a part in such a special 250 years. I am grateful for all our troops, veterans, and law enforcement officers, from my grandfather all the way down to the ones that stand beside me as recruits. Thank you for fighting to make today possible.
This 4th of July marks the 250th anniversary of our country's independence. 250 years of sacrifice, generation after generation, the men and women in our country have answered the call to protect our rights and safety for our country. Every soldier who fought for the United States left their home, family, and much more behind to serve for the greater good. People today must remember that our freedom is not free. Our soldiers have stood in harm's way so the rest of us are able to live in peace. We must not only honor those who serve, but we must continue with the principles they fought for. Honoring those who fought for our freedom is very important to my family and I. My grandpa Richard answered the call to fight in the Vietnam War when he was only 18 years old. With my grandma at home, who was also pregnant with my mother at the time, he was given the unofficial position of a tunnel rat, a very dangerous job of going into small underground tunnel networks in the pitch black with a flashlight and a handgun to hunt enemies and disarm booby traps. Experiences most people, let alone an 18-year-old, can't even imagine going through. My dad's father was also a corporal in World War II. He risked his own safety for the greater good as well. I could go on more and more about stories of my grandfather's experiences in the war, but my generation could never truly understand the sacrifices those men and women made. However, I can do my best to honor and respect them. While we celebrate 250 years of independence, we must remember to strive to be worthy of their sacrifices. Throughout our communities, especially in law enforcement, we must strengthen our community, remember to respect one another, and uphold the values of liberty and justice for all. We must strive to remember where we came from. Our military sacrifice built the foundation our nation stands on today. We shall live out the values they fought to protect as we go forward in life. We must never forget the price they paid for our independence.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start off by saying how honored and humbled I am to be given the opportunity to speak today on the upcoming 250th anniversary of the founding of the greatest country on earth. I'm sure some of you here have heard of the World Cup. It's a big soccer game and it has brought visitors from all over the world to America. I'll be honest, I don't really watch sports, but I have been watching some of the World Cup videos that have been circulating online. Not of the games themselves, but of these trending videos of people from all over the world expressing how much they love America. At first, the videos were just entertaining to me, but after watching a few of them, it started to dawn on me how much I take for granted. I began to feel an overwhelming sense of pride and gratitude to be able to call myself an American. When I was asked to speak, my immediate thought was that I should bring up the viral videos because they were so fresh on my mind. All of the World Cup visitors gushing over our stadiums, cars, restaurants, and the sheer abundance we enjoy here. It seemed like the perfect argument for how great this country is. But it took some deeper reflection to remember what it really means to be an American. We get to enjoy all of these things because of the sacrifice of the men and women who came before us. I'm humbled because my reference point for how great America is was initially a soccer game and some trend on social media. And it took people gushing over our incredible country for me to realize that I take it for granted. The truth is, we get to live in a country that the rest of the world stands in awe of because seemingly ordinary men left their ordinary lives to join in rebellion against tyranny. They made the decision to risk their own lives in peace to ensure freedom for future generations. Because 250 years ago, the Americans who made speeches to their countrymen used the opportunity to convince them that liberty was worth self-sacrifice. In 1776, Samuel Adams stood before the Second Continental Congress and said, "If ye love wealth better than liberty, the tranquility of servitude better than the animating contest of freedom, go home from us in peace. We ask not your counsels or arms. Crouch down and lick the hands which feed you. May your chains set lightly upon you, and may posterity forget that ye were our countrymen." Patrick Henry famously said, "Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death." Now, what can I add to that kind of sentiment? Mine is the speech of a man who has reaped the benefits of the bravery and sacrifice of those who came before me. I consider myself particularly lucky, because not only did our founders create this country for their own descendants, but they created laws that would make America the beacon of hope for the entire world, which is how my family came to be here. Some of you already know that I'm part Cuban. My grandmother fled communist Cuba as a child with her parents and brother. They woke up one morning and the concept of liberty had simply ceased to exist. They arrived in America with nothing but the clothes on their backs. As bleak as that sounds, this country became their safe haven. They lived with the freedom to pursue the American dream and became the most patriotic Americans I've ever known. That is the story of so many Americans today, that our parents and grandparents came here for the better life that is attainable when you live in freedom. And today we should all remember that that is the essence of being an American. We all know America's history, and we are constantly reminded of its flaws. But we forget what makes this country so amazing, and how the benefit of living in a free republic affects our daily lives. A republic made up of laws that were inspired by the concept that every man, woman, and child is endowed by our Creator with the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is said that every generation inherits liberty from the one before it. Every generation must also decide whether it is willing to protect it. So thank you to all of our veterans who entered the armed forces to selflessly preserve the American way of life. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all of the police officers here today, because the hallmark of a free society is local law enforcement. With that being said, happy 250th anniversary to the greatest country in the world, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Flag detail, ready, move! On behalf of the Passaic County Police Academy, Director Gary Giardina, Assistant Director Christopher Storzillo, we would like to thank you, the veterans, for your service, courage, and dedication to protecting our freedom. Stand by! Sirs! Sirs! Thank you, sirs! 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 Thank you, sirs! 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 Thank you, sirs! Man! Sirs! Thank you, sirs! Man! Man! Thank you, man! 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 Thank you, man! We'd also like to thank Mayor Randy George and the Borough Council, along with Chief of Police Todd Darby, for allowing us to conduct our training event here in the borough this morning. Stand by!